Saves him getting it different paint.
Yeah.
When we board the boat, please do listen to the safety briefing given by the crew. And we'll spend around 90 minutes on the river, and then the coaches will bring us back to the village where we'll have the official opening ceremony. After the ceremony, the coaches will be available to take you back to the village hall, or do feel free to walk back if you want to stretch your legs. A light lunch and drinks will be provided at the hall, and people feel free to help yourselves and have a bit of a chat. And there's nothing more formal after that, so feel free to leave as and when you want to. Just want to remind you to wear your seatbelts while we're on the coach on the way up to the docks. And when we get there, we'll be able to get on the boat, and hopefully, with the weather as it is, we'll have a lovely morning on the river. I wrote it yesterday and I haven't been practicing. Maybe wish I had though. Can I get a job in there?
Your muster points. And you sat down on the front deck, they're just there, your two doors where you come on. We have life jackets which are all on the boat deck just at the back here. In case of any emergency, we'll blast the horn pipes.
How long will it take you to get to where the work's going? I'm not going to start making it. I put the sun. Hello magazine. Yeah. Right, that's what I'm going to say from now. That was what speedboat, 8 to 9 years.
You want to push?
Morning everybody! Everything's been tracking along at quite a nice pace now. We're just approaching the defences, so I'd like to introduce Ian Taylor. Ian actually designed the scheme for us, and he's just going to talk us through what it is you can see out of the right hand side here.
Thanks, Steve.
First part of the works is coming up on the right now. Just in between the reeds here, you'll see concrete headwall, which was raised to provide a higher standard of flood protection. The existing embankments that we just passed is a much higher defence level than the wall originally had, so there's been some additional works to raise that structure, and the green metalworks that you can see there has been replaced, painted up and reinstalled on the structure itself as well. There's also been some improvement works for the access along the top there. Have a higher crest level again, the defence level is much higher, providing a higher standard of flood protection again. There's no cladding on the other side of the work that we're going to have at the moment, but there's also additional landscaping work being installed there to improve the look of the scheme as you enter the village. The railing that you see along the top providing some public safety, stop people tripping over the lower level tiles. The back there, the part of work that you can see at the moment with people sat on intended for vehicle and public access. You can access over the top to either side of the embankment. The sheet piling here that we're passing is to the same standard as the sheet piling that we passed previously, but it is clad in timber on the rear side, on the landward side. In addition, there's significant amounts of engineering work you can't see that's below the water level. There's some very long sheet piles that were driven. They were driven to stabilise the riverbank. The riverbank's been cut back to a more stable angle and replaced with rocks on the riverbank itself to protect against scour, to protect against erosion of the riverbank. You can just about see the top of the...
Seen any neighbours?
They're all on it. Public access points that have been provided. You can see galvanised steel access points with steps up and down. You can access both sides of the riverbank. And the concrete is timber openings. European openings.
Lift yourself.
Additional landscaping work has been undertaken. Reeds on the riverbank to try and help establish in the future more vegetation, again to help green the area under the green and a softer environment.
Right, Darcy, just looking over the house up there, can you see it?
Yes.
Which is a significant improvement in provided for
Union flag.
For 50 years working in sea level that would result from sea level rise from climate change.
Wait for yourself, John.
I have done that.
The protection in the area that we're going past now is being improved by raising and widening the existing flooding banks through the properties that we're passing down. Improving protection provides the same standard of protection as the defences elsewhere. But there are no stockpiles required.
Well, there the other day, neither one was looking down the river.
We lost some timber that was not standing on the sides. And I've had to ride this one down and come in and come inside. That's the second time.
Oh, yeah, anybody put coffee? Time to wait.
If there'd have been a right of way where that man had built, and it was
I played hell with our lazy
Custard creams.
You'll be captain.
packaging still framing the whole lot.
And some friends of ours from Yorkshire. What they've done, they've altered some of their building inside.
Enjoying the boat trade.
There's ruthless, that, isn't it? How much are they? Free. Alright, I'll have one without sugar, Sam. The nano one, won't
No, thank you.
Dorothy Laverick.
No, They don't like them stood, do they? Like them unloaded and back out again, don't they?
I think tides are falling, so...
Off the base down there. Second stores, ammunition, supplies. Where you stood now, that's when things started looking a bit like in Europe. The German army moved into Holland, Belgium, northern France.
Environmental disaster. He comes in, take off his timing, go.
Well, yeah, because he's got every Monday, right? And he's got time all the times when he can fit in, because I think he's going for till maybe August or after. Sitting quite nice here, so I'm sure we could fit it in. I'll word with him, because I'm going to see him tonight. I don't let him know, because it's his birthday, so I'm going to see him tonight.
And load them up after well,
yeah,
they're all Clive's entities then.
Is that what they are? I didn't see any. Oh, have you got one? Oh, see. Yeah, well, when you're on a big boat like this,
You're alright, you can have a mate. We've got that on video and all.
Yeah. Well, just put them bigger batteries in. Would you all like to gather round near the
the last lot killed it, like the British Royal.
interpretation board?
Gather round.
Versus sign. Very good.
Probably better if it's that fine.
Can you all get nice and close so you can hear us?
Yeah,
Ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, just to say this.
Oh, census. Ladies and gentlemen, can you all hear me?
Yes.
First of all, welcome to the official opening ceremony of the Swinefleet Flood Defence Scheme. My name's Craig McGarvey. I'm the Environment Agency's Area Manager for Yorkshire, and it's an absolute delight for me to be here today to see how we've invested £12 million of money to make Swinefleet a safer place. In a moment I'm going to hand over to Councillor Jonathan Owen to do the official opening ceremony, but just a couple of things I'd like to say. First of all, this is part of a £375 million investment programme we've got for the Humber Estuary, and it's really great to see things happening and people benefiting from it. I want to thank all of the Environment Agency staff who've made this possible. I also want to thank the contractors, Burse, Hal Crows, Black & Veatch and Jacobs. But I particularly want to thank yourselves for working with us so well, and for everybody who's been involved in making sure this is a scheme that works for the people who live here. So I think it's not just a scheme that reduces the risk of flooding, but I hope it's a scheme that makes Swinefleet a better place to live, and that's very much what the Environment Agency is all about. I want to hand over to Councillor Jonathan Owen. Jonathan is the Deputy Leader of East Yorkshire Riding Council. He's also a member of our Flood Defence Committee, and I think it's really symbolic that Jonathan's doing this for us, because the two organisations are working very well together. In fact, I've heard some great stories today about the fact that it's not just the work that we've been doing here protecting you from the estuary, but it's also the work that the local authority have been doing on the dike and the ditch that is built here to reduce surface water flooding. It's how we do those things together that I think really helps to make this a better place for you all to live and to be safer. Jonathan.
Thank you very much. Well, yes, probably none of you here will know me, so the first thing to do is explain why on earth I'm here today as somebody that represents a part of the East Riding up towards Bridlington. I represent a parish, a ward with about 21 parishes with a large coastal strip, and our issue is coastal erosion and issues that we have around that. But back in 2007 we had local elections, I was re-elected, and within a couple of weeks after those elections somebody was looking for somebody to represent the East Riding and Hull on the Regional Flood Defence Committee. Now, that wasn't the most important committee in the world in those days, but 2 weeks after I was appointed we had the floods of 2007. And since then I think my life has been overtaken by learning about ditches, drains, embankments, and you name it, but also learning that at that point in time we were ever so bad at working together as organisations, the local authority, the Environment Agency, Yorkshire Water. Now okay, that's with the floods of 2007. At that time anyway, there had been work going on what was called the Humber Strategy. That was a long-term plan due to climate change and rising tides, which is looking at a strategy, as Craig mentioned earlier, for the whole of the Humber Estuary. And I got involved in some of the subgroups that were working on that. So from here right to the end of the estuary, I've been involved in various small working parties and groups looking at how we can work together on those areas. Now the people that I do want to introduce today are your Parish Council Chairman, who's with us, and of course my two colleagues, Councillors Caroline Fox and Gordon Megson, who are your local representatives, and of course we work closely together in County Hall. A fantastic trip down the river this morning for those of you that were involved in that. I mean, I didn't know what to expect when I came today or what had been made on, and I think coupled with the weather, a fantastic experience, and I thank the Environment Agency and Burse, I believe, also for sponsoring that today. It was tremendous. And also to see from a different perspective the actual work that's gone on here, a fantastic amount of work. I was so impressed driving in at how it blends in, and by the time this embankment's grown over, things are weathered and smooth. I mean, you can't even tell it's there. But to have now a community that has protection for an event that might only happen once in every 200 years instead of maybe once in every 20 or 30 years, fantastic investment. But we are talking, what, 11 or 12 million pounds to protect maybe, 1,100 metres. So it's a fantastic investment. And I'm so pleased now that we as a local authority and the Environment Agency are working so much more closely together. And that was built on from the experience of the flooding events of 2007. And together with Yorkshire Water and other partners, I think the future's looking a lot better in how we all work together on these schemes. So it's a glorious day. Can I just say, hands up those people that actually live in the village and are actually affected by all this. I get a feel for how many of you. That's a real good turnout for what we're talking about, 290, 300 homes. I know it's been a lot of disruption probably for the last year or so while this work's been going on, but I mean, to me, from outside the area, looking at how it looks today, a fantastic piece of work that's been done. Well, nothing more fitting today, I think, than actually getting somebody that's part of your community to actually do this unveiling ceremony. I met Edmund for the first time this morning. I believe he's been involved in parish council affairs for many a year, 36 years, and probably longer before that, he tells me. We've heard all about his work as a blacksmith in the community, and I know the chair that you see, or the seat down at the bottom of the bank, has been reinstated, and it's Edmund's work. So I feel quite humbled to hand over to somebody that's been involved in politics a lot longer than I have, and no more fitting tribute than to hand over to Edmund Russell to actually do the unveiling of this board. Over to you, Edmund. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed for that introduction.
Pleasure.
There's little I can say about this. The work started about 4 years ago, and there was 1 or 2 hold-ups during that time, but eventually it got undertaken properly, and it's the best job that's ever been done in Swinefleet since I've had anything to do with it. And it's going to protect Swinefleet for many, many years to come.
I think, I don't know, the next plans... Could well be.
I want to know where the 4 point is.
Will be soon,
Come by Environment Agency in first year, and someone should start being responsible for doing this work. Fantastic. The village itself, very, very pleased with the way all of the staff are really capable, not only the village as in general. Nothing's been attributed to them, and they've got on well with everybody, so I look at very good situation. They've given us a really good day out today. Both trip was memorable. And the refreshments laid on by Verse Ebony, again, been really, really good, and we've enjoyed that. And while we're on about the refreshments, the ladies and the village hall committee have worked so hard in setting everything up, seeing everything was right for us. They deserve a full thanks. Thank you all very, very much. Thank you.
Very kind of you. Thank you.
No, I'll go.
It's Swinefleet.
Are you sure it's Swinefleet, the
Swinefleet people.
They're all Swinefleet. The Swinefleet school, yeah.
Apparently it's got Bailey's.
Good, yes.
And I can't eat it.
He was 2 years older than me, and Sydney was 2 years older than I was.
Got the appetite to try. Yes. If they're just in there, takes them off.
Yes, I want to
Keep them off in the fridge.
I'm not sure.